1,000 federal employees will leave the U.S. government payroll this week after accepting buyouts. This is the largest single-year exodus of civil servants in nearly 80 years, triggering what unions and governance experts have warned is a damaging loss of institutional expertise. The official resignations begun as workers who opted into a deferred exit program that kept them on the payroll through September. The buyouts are a cornerstone of U.S. President Donald Trump's push to shrink the federal workforce, combining financial incentives with threats of dismissal for those who decline the offer. A federal worker has reacted to this situation. Let's listen into what he has said.
What does it mean to me personally right now? That's got to be one of the toughest questions. 32 years I've defined myself by the Foreign Service. Foreign Service is the kind of career that just consumes you, okay? So that's a really tough thing to wrap my mind around, okay? It was such an honor to have that gold eagle on my business card that opened so many doors. I was kind of like the exchange student at the high school. I could talk to all the cliques and really try to figure out what was going on in country. Finding something that is that big is really hard, you know. I'm looking. It's not an easy market right now to be looking for work. There are an awful lot of people from the national security agencies who are being put out looking for jobs right now, whether it's from the intelligence community or the Department of State, Defense, USAID doesn't exist anymore. So you're competing with an awful lot of people. But what I'm trying to do is look at government relations kind of opportunities, consulting, maybe there's something in finance. But I think in the near term, more likely what I'm going to do is put out my own shingle, offer myself as an advisor for people who are trying to get into places where I have networks of contacts and background knowledge.
Now for this discussion, we are joined by Dr. Satoru Nagao. He's a fellow at Hudson Institute, joins us live from Tokyo. Thank you very much, Doctor, for staying with us. Now, what are the immediate economic and social impacts of the U.S. government shutdown, also including the furlough of these federal workers?
Yes, no worker means that no work they can do that, of course, and no budget means that no worker also. So that's why the American government will be maybe minimum, and so this means that most of the governmental work will be stopped because of the two reasons: no budget and no worker. And but originally, traditionally, anyway, the Republican wish to make the government small, and compare with the Democrats, which wish to make the government big. So they are seeking, Republicans seeking the small government, which the minimum role is best. But at the same time, the recent crisis has happened because this move is a little bit fast. Firstly, President Trump tried to minimize the government very fast pace, and secondly, in the size of the share of the Republicans is only 51 in the Senate, but budget demands 60 to go through. So the total number of the senators are 100, and 60 is needed to go through the budget plan, but only 51 is Republicans. So that's why without persuading at least 9 Democrats, they cannot get the budget. So combined with reducing the work and many workers try to leave from this government, but at the same time, budget will not come. So this means that these people cannot work with payment. So that's why combined with the two issues is coming at the same time, the U.S. government will be nearly stopped. That is a crisis. To persuade the 9 Democrats in the Senate is indeed a very serious situation, because next year the midterm election is happening. If the government fails their work, it is beneficial for opposition party believe. So Democrats believe that if the Republican government fail to get the budget, that is a good news for the Democrats. The Democrats think. So this means that these Democratic senators do not want to cooperate with the Republican in the Senate. So that's why this negotiation is a little bit deadlocked now. A Republican must persuade some certain number of the Democrats, but Democrats do not want to do. That is the current situation.
And shifting focus now, experts have raised alarms about the loss of institutional expertise. So how do you think the U.S. government can mitigate the risks associated with such a large-scale exodus?
They try to make the minimum plan which agreeable with the Democrats that is prepared by Republican side. But because of the midterm election, the Democrat side hesitate to agree. So Republicans try to persuade Democrats one by one, because in the U.S. system, each member of the Congress and the Senate has their own opinion, own policy, and this is very important for them. So that's why in case-by-case basis, there's a possibility the Republican can persuade the Democrat to join their move to go through at least minimum size of budget to continue their work. So that's why this is a try. They are planning, they have already done some case. Indeed, last time they have already done 55, so Republican number is 51, so they have succeeded to persuade 4 Democrats in this case, but 4 is not enough, 9 is needed, so that's why the 5 more Democrats need to join the Republicans' plan. Without this, budget will not come. That is political game in the Senate. That is what's happening.
Thank you very much, Dr. Satoru, for sharing that insight all the way from Japan. Thank you very much. Now we move on to Europe. Munich police has temporarily closed the Oktoberfest grounds after a bomb threat was received, hours after a fire and explosions shook a residential building in the city's north. Authorities confirmed 1 person has died and another remains missing. Though they say there is no danger from that individual, police found explosive devices at the scene and are investigating any possible link to the festival, which is held annually at the Wies grounds. Organizers said the closure would remain in place until 5 p.m. local time. Police later indicated the blaze appeared to be deliberately set during a family dispute. This is all we have time for. We will continue to bring you more news updates from around the world.